So guys, I am back today to do the Lord's special work and tell you guys why you should not get married. Before you start saying, boy, you're married and you're here telling us not to get married, calm down, just wait. Watch this video first. Then you understand what I'm trying to say, okay?
We're in trances, going off to different places, different planets.
Anyways, in case you're seeing my face for the first time, hi, I'm Nelo here with a very beautiful face. As always, you guys already know, if you're an oldie, you already know this. I don't even have to talk too much because you already know that this is the most beautiful face you're going to see today, okay? Please, don't argue with me. Go and argue with somebody somewhere else. But anyways, I have my note here because this is a serious conversation that I've been wanting to have on this channel. And what better time to have the conversation, okay? You guys, there's something that happens there. Anytime I film a video with my husband, or anytime my husband appears on my channel, or like I come out here, it's me that used to come. So it's not like people just say these things from nowhere. Or I come out here and say like, oh, see what my husband got me, like my birthday last year, for example. When my husband threw me a party, bought me an iPhone 13, all that's remember. You guys know all the sweet things now that men used to do in women's lives. That they like to come and tell you people that these men did, right? When I come out here and say things like that, I get comments like, your husband is just the most perfect husband in the world. Your marriage is just goals. I pray to find a man like Oga Baby one day. I pray for my marriage to be like your marriage. And from where I am, I used to be like, God forbid.
Don't say that.
I forbid it for you in Jesus' name. No, jokes apart though. Whenever I get comments like that, I actually cringe because, okay, that's why I said I'm here to do the Lord's work today. I'm not saying marry, but then again, I'm not saying don't marry. Like, do whatever you want. But I need people to understand something, right? Trust me, this is me doing spiritual talk for everyone on this channel. Like, this is actually coming from my soul. See, let me tell you, nobody's life is what it seems on social media. I know you've heard that at least a billion times at this point, but I'm coming here to also tell you my own version of it, my own take on it, okay? Nobody's life is what it seems on social media. I'm not here trying to downplay marriage, the importance of marriage, the sweetness that comes with marriage or anything, because don't get me wrong, I'm enjoying my marriage the best way I can. It's sweet sometimes. You know, all the good things that comes with marriage, I am also enjoying that, right? That's the part that you guys know. Those are the things that we show you guys. But there are so many things that comes with marriage that we're not going to come and tell you. As much as there is sweetness that comes with marriage, right? There's an equal side of bitterness that comes with marriage. Maybe the word bitter is too strong, but it's like there's an opposite side of everything that comes in marriage. For every good in marriage, there's actually a bad. Best believe. Just like life, for every good, there's a bad. There's an opposite side of that good, okay? Like, you guys already know. I don't even think I have to explain this thing too much. We all know that marriage is sweet. You have a companion, you have a friend. Well, for those that their husbands are even their friends, because for a lot of people, their husband is still not their friend. They cannot even play with their husband. The man will vex, can even beat them. You cannot feel free in front of your husband. But for those of, should I say us, or those of you that your husbands are your best friends, like are your good friends. Me, I don't believe in that motion that your husband is your best friend, but that's not why we're here today. My husband is my very, very good friend, okay? But when he annoys me, we need another person to give the gist to. But that's not why we're here. But for those of you that are friends with your husband, you have a like support system, someone that cares for you, you know, ride or die, which we thank the Lord some of us have, right? It's very, very sweet, okay? But for 10 of us that have this thing, there's at least another 90 that the opposite is the case for them. But now I even want to focus on the 10 of us that have it good, okay, at least to an extent. There are some things I want to tell you guys now. When my husband and I'm using myself as an example, so I'm not trying to actually generalize here. I'm trying to use my own as an example. When my husband and I are quarreling, of course, I'm not going to pick off camera and say, so guys, we're quarreling now. Look at him at the back. Look at what he's saying. Of course, I'm not going to do that. It's not possible. It's easy for me to come here and be like, oh, my husband just bought me this watch. He's the best. I love him so much. It's easy for me to come out and give you guys that part of the story. It's way easier than for me to come out and start saying, oh, we just fought. You know, like no one ever really picks up their camera to say how bad their marriage is, but everyone remembers to pick up their camera to say how good their marriage is, okay? No one remembers to pick up their camera to say, oh, how they had the biggest fights of their life or biggest fights in their marriage so far yesterday night, and how, you know, or maybe how they had the fight last month and how they did not talk for 5 days, for 1 week, for 3 months. You know, some of these people, some of us, like YouTubers, content creators, celebrities, influencers, whatever these people are, some of us, I keep saying us or them, whatever, you guys get what I'm trying to say. Some of us, right, we might have had the biggest fight of our life the day before, but the next morning, best believe, even after crying in the night, in the morning, if your eyes swollen, bring ice, dab the ice on it, let the eyes go down. Some people have eye cream. Now those things they say to reduce puffiness. Trust me, you'll be seeing people's skincare routine, they're showing you eye cream, this, you don't even know why they have it. But point is, do whatever you have to do your makeup, and your day goes on, okay? Like, your day goes on, and that same day that you're probably having the worst day of your life or worst day of your marriage or whatever, you'll still come out here and probably even make a video like this that people are watching. People don't even know if I've talked to my husband the past month. Nobody knows. You don't know if we're quarreling. You don't know if we're in good terms. Like, nobody knows shit. But we'll still have to come out here and should I say put on a show, or more like come out here and let the job go on, okay? Then when people see it, in fact, I can literally quarrel with my husband this morning, right? Come out here and still tell you guys something amazing that my husband did for me last week. I'll be like, I can't believe I'm so lucky to have such a man that will take out time to do something this beautiful, you know, that puts me first always. Meanwhile, the night before, we fought about how I told him to do something that is so important to me and he did not do it, and I was now feeling like he doesn't put me first. But I can still come out here and tell people that he puts me first always, he does this, he does that. And you guys are going to chop it, you're going to believe it, you're going to be commenting marriage goals. I want to be like you, I want to find a husband like Oga Francis, Oga baby, when I grow up. Please don't, okay? Do not, like, when you're praying for God for your marriage or for a relationship or whatever, I feel like you should never pray to have what someone else has. Like, never pray for your husband, your future husband or whatever, or your current husband to be like my husband, or never pray for your relationship to be like the relationship I have with my husband, because you don't know the inner caucus of the relationship. You can pray for your husband to be what you want your husband to be. Say if you want a God-fearing man, you want a man that will put you first, you want a man that will give you the latest Benz or Range Rover every year for your birthday, just pray about that. You get be specific with your prayers. Maybe that's what Sierra told people. Maybe she said she was specific with her prayers.
I mean, I say everything that I prayed, but I can tell you I was very specific at this point in my life.
Me, I don't know if that one used to work, because me, I do not pray for shit. I don't pray for anything when it comes to marriage before I got married. I've said it before. God loves me too much. He just blessed me with a good man, but with square as well. My husband, hey, God, that's not why we're here. It's kind of why we're here. But if my husband hears me saying this, I'm sure he's going to watch this video, be like, but you not tell him about your own. Because me, I know I have my own score. And that's another thing, right? When it comes to these marriages as well, as you're praying for God to bless you with a good man, to guide you in your steps of choosing someone that is good for you, to, you know, give you the goals, marriage or whatever, please pray for yourself, okay? Pray for yourself, because some of us are busy sabotaging the good relationships we have, thinking that it's the devil or it's the man or something, but you're actually the one doing everything, okay? Pray for yourself. Like me, I know I have my own issues. And another thing is that wherever you have issues, just know it and own it. Try, by owning it, I don't mean be proud and never change. Like if you know you have issues in a certain area, try to work on those issues. And please, I'm not one of those that will tell you, work on yourself first before marriage. I don't believe in that shit as well. Like, you don't have to work on yourself. If you get the time, if you can, definitely work on yourself. Like, before marriage. But for some people, marriage actually just falls on their laps. It fell on my lap. It wasn't what I wanted for my life at that point. It wasn't my dream. It wasn't, like, I wasn't even thinking marriage, but it just fell on my lap. I did not even have time to work on myself, to get a good job, to, you know, in fact, there was no time for all that. Like, and it's not even something I was looking to do at the time. But now, in my 30s, I like whenever I say in my 30s, I feel old. I feel like your aunties whenever I say in my 30s. Please, all of you start commenting Auntie Nelo in the comment section. Like, I feel like your auntie whenever I say I'm in my 30s. Anyways, it's so sweet. Oh my God. So now that I'm in my 30s, right, I'm constantly still working on myself. In fact, some issues I know I have now, some places I know I lack now, some things I know I lack when it comes to like my behavior and stuff, In my 20s, you can't tell me shit. You are the one with the problem. You have a problem. You're trying to point out my problem. You are the problem. Do you get what I mean? My brain was still hotting. It was just too hot. And mind you, that was when I got married, when my brain was the hottest. When nobody could tell me shit. It's so funny. But now, 8 years, our marriage is 8 years in 2 weeks, actually, less than 2 weeks. Thereabouts. I'm going to be 8 years, right? So now 8 years down the line, multiple children later, like I'm still in the road of discovery. I'm still trying to better myself, trying to be the best partner, best wife, best mom, best friends. Like, and when it comes to relationship, it's not your husband though. I think I'm deviating a little bit. So let me just go back to what I was saying. When you're praying for the kind of man you want, pray for the kind of man you want and also pray for yourself, but never wish to have what you see online, okay? Never wish that your marriage would be like another person's marriage, because you don't really know how the marriage is really. And another thing I also wanted to touch on is the fact that, right, your marriage can be good. You can literally have the best marriage. Like, I consider my marriage very good. I'm not even going to lie. I'm not going to come out here and pretend like it's always bad. It's not. I consider my marriage very good. Like, I consider myself lucky. Considering the fact that I knew my husband for a few months before he proposed. In fact, we dated for like, to me, 1 month. Literally, to me. To my husband, he said it's 8 months. To me, it was only 1 month. But anyways, we didn't date for long. So I kind of consider myself lucky. Another thing I wanted to say is, no, what I was trying to say is, right, no matter how good your marriage is, no matter how perfect your husband is, no matter how perfect you are, no matter how, like, perfect your husband is, your relationship is, fights will surely happen. You see fights, it will surely happen. And when I mean fights, some of them, nobody can even help people resolve it. Some of you just have to calm down, have sense, and resolve it by yourselves. And one other thing I want to say is, no matter how good your marriage is, sometimes you still want to leave. Sometimes you still get that thought, like, am I, like, sometimes I have to think to myself, like, am I cut out for this shit? Like, am I really cut out for this life? Is this life I'm cut out for? But then, like, what you should also try to remember when you're having these thoughts is that the next man you meet will have issues. The next woman you meet will also have issues. It keeps going. No human being is perfect. Because that's another thing that also makes people leave their marriage too soon or so easily, when they start thinking, oh, there's better out there. My sister, good men are finished in the world, though. I keep telling people, they are finished. They are finished in the world. There are like maybe 10 good men in the world. I don't know about him. My husband is one of them. The other 9 probably taken. If you are lucky, there's 1 left in the world. Good men are finished in the world. But obviously, if you're in a relationship where you're being abused, and you guys know that's not the side of this conversation, clearly run. Even if good men are finished, please be single, be by yourself, you're better. But if you feel like you're in a good relationship here and you're having fights sometimes regularly, fights also comes in seasons, okay? There are seasons where my husband and I will fight, like in a week we can argue like 3 times. Clearly it's not physical fights, but we can argue like 3 times in a week. There are some months that we'll argue at least 10 times in a month, right? Little arguments here and there. It's never anything serious. It's always like, who touched this now? But I told you not to touch it, but you still touch it. You get it. It happens a lot. Sometimes it's bigger than that. Whereas sometimes we can stay 6 whole months and no quarrel. And whenever that happens, I used to tell my husband, is everything okay? How come we've not had back and forth for so long? My husband will be like, I'm looking for it. It will soon come. And best believe it will come that week. It always comes. Whenever I remember that it hasn't happened for so long, it comes. Okay, sometimes it's like when something is too good to be true, you want to shake it up to make sure that the foundation is still strong. Please, let me just state this here. Disclaimer. Do not take my advice for it. I don't even know what I'm doing in this marriage that I'm inside. I have no idea what I'm doing. It's just God, like, absolutely no idea. I do so many things wrong. My husband does so many things wrong. We're just like going day by day as it comes, okay? We're taking day by day as it comes. If it's for quarrel, you quarrel. But the good thing is that these quarrels and these fights, sometimes they lead to more understanding. Like, I feel like it happens like that for me. Like, I feel like every time I quarrel with my husband, I understand him a little bit better. I pray that he understands me a little bit better as well. And I try for us as much as possible now not to quarrel about the same thing over and over. Do you get? Like, I try to learn from each quarrel, which sometimes when we're talking, we actually say things like, we have actually come a long way. Before something, or when something happens, I'll not tell my husband, you have changed. Though. Before something this little might have provoked him, vice versa. Like, my husband used to tell me all the time, Nelo, you have actually calmed down. My sister, I have calmed down, but it took a lot. Like, it's a lot of, how do I put it? What's the word I'm looking for? Conscious efforts. You have to make conscious efforts to be what you want your marriage to be. Do you get? So back to the original topic that we came here to talk about. Nobody's marriage is perfect. People have issues in their marriages. People fight. People quarrel. But nobody shows it. Nobody comes here to tell you guys. Like, I've actually sat down here for a while now, and I've talked about marriage and blah blah blah, but I still did not tell you about any fights that I had, or if I fought yesterday, or if I fought this morning or something. I still did not say it. Okay, it's not the kind of things that people want to come and sit down and just start telling other people. It's easier to share good news than it is to share bad news. So when you're asking God, or when you're praying, just pray that God gives you the best and also makes you the best version of yourself. And another thing you should also know is that A's best might be your worst, okay? There are some things that when I hear that people take in their marriages, I'm like, wow, it can never be me, because who will die there? Like, it's not possible, okay? And I'm sure there's some things that when people hear me say that I take, that person, they'll be like, you take that, you stop that kind of shit. Do you get what I mean? So one person's amazing marriage might actually be your, nah, man, I can't do this. I can't deal with a man that drinks. I can't do, in my own marriage, I'm the one that drink, okay? Well, you get what I'm trying to say. It's like, I can't deal with a man that drinks this much. No, I can't. I can't deal with a woman that drinks. I can't deal with a woman that smokes. I can't do this. Whereas another person's husband or wife drinks literally every day, smokes every day, but then they are the best possible wife for those people. Do you get what I mean? Anyways, I'm just going to round up because I'm not trying to talk for the whole day, just start raining. But I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say in this video, okay? Pray for what you want, but let anybody's marriage not be goals to you. Let anybody's husband not be goals to you, or anybody's wife. Just be you, do you, be the best version of yourself, and pray for the best, okay? I'm done doing the Lord's work. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a very big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not subscribed. I don't even know how I'm going to be hitting these milestones if people don't subscribe to this channel. I beg in the name of God, please subscribe. Share this video if you liked it. If you think there are people that need to hear what I just said, please share this video. If you think that, if you don't even know anybody that needs it, still share it. Just share it to everybody. They spread the word of God, because this is me doing the Lord's work, okay? And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.